Kush's movie review.
This week's Kush movie review is The Flash, starring that crazy fucking bastard, Ezra Miller. Don't sing the wrong song at karaoke around this guy. He will try to murder you. But that's
After you bail him out of jail.
yeah. Don't go to some Caribbean place. He will try to groom your daughter. But other than that, solid guy. Solid guy.
I don't know about that.
But yeah, he was in a movie. Not that he probably knew about it. He probably thought this was real life. But the crazy wacky bastard. Kush, how good or bad was The Flash?
So, as you said, Mike Fish, we are talking about The Flash. This is the 14th movie in the now. I'm still not sure if Aquaman 2 is a part of this, but the now ending DCEU. Not James Gunn's DC universe, but Zack Snyder's DC universe. This is the 14th film in that saga. Again, that doesn't include the Joker or the Batman, ironically. So it's Flash, it's PG-13, 2 hours and 24 minutes. Gotta say, off the top, I didn't hate this movie. Just to get it out there, I didn't hate it.
How could
I
you say
enjoyed
something so
There,
controversial and
I
yet so
know,
brave?
I know, I know. Not giving this like a 4 or anything. Like we're gonna peter out like a mid 3. But we'll get to that later here. This is directed by Andy Muschietti. He is responsible for WB's It's Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. They Chapter 1 better than Chapter 2, I gotta say. But that was the thing with the TV miniseries 30 years earlier as well. This is written by two individuals, Christina Hodson, who actually wrote Bumblebee from 2018, which is the better Transformers film, and Joby, that's a Joby, Harland, and he's got a lot of story by credits, including the most recent Transformers: Rise of the Beast, which we did not review for obvious reasons, despite the fact I keep hearing it's a very fun film. We'll
Why is
leave
that
that there.
Transformer turned into a monkey?
Great question. But apparently Joby one day was in an office and people were just like, Joby, come up with that idea. He's like, Transformers that turn into animals, which I know was already a thing in the 90s, kids. I'm older than most of you. But
Those
he's got a lot
crazy
of that. So
Transformers, they are more than meet the eye.
they are more than meets the eye. This is stars Ezra Miller, not once but twice. He plays multiple roles here. A young lady named Sasha Cali, who plays Supergirl, and then Michael Keaton reprising his role from 1989's Batman.
Dun, 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 dun.
He's probably the best part of the movie.
He's the
He's
best
not in
Batman.
all of it, but he's in a very good chunk of the film. Um, Other Batmans include uh, um, 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 my man Ben Affleck, who's in it for like 5 minutes, and he's fine. And I'm amazed that they got him into it. Um, Dude, this production has been plagued with problems. So they originally announced this in 2014, the year after Man of Steel came out. It was going to be part of this whole thing called the DCU, which would later become the DCEU. Um, as far as we know, it had 4 directors that they announced. It may have had more, but those were the ones that they announced. Like 4 guys went, yeah, I agree to it. A little time passed. They came out with a press release, and then a little time later, they went, oh yeah, so and so's not doing it anymore for creative differences, which means that it's just like this is some dog shit. Um, Multiple writers. I have no idea how many people were a part of this project as far as writing goes. This was originally due in 2018, 2018, way before COVID, and for every success the Marvel Cinematic Universe had, DC just reacted. They didn't stick to a plan, whether the original plan was good or bad. They just reacted. So, oh my God, they're telling jokes in the Marvel universe. We gotta tell jokes in the DC universe. And it just on and on and on, which is why we got things like David Ayer's Academy Award winning Suicide Squad. That's the reason why we got movies like Birds of Prey, which was the Harley Quinn movie. And it's reasons why we got this. This movie changed slots 8 times over its 9 years. And yeah, there was this little pandemic that happened, which
I read about
actually
that.
happened for like 3 of those years. You did you? Oh man. I hope I hope you didn't get exposed to it because I know if I did, I'd probably be dead right now. Holy shit. So this movie has been plagued with problems. I'm honestly surprised it ever got completed. I'm absolutely surprised because of the actors' follies that we mentioned in just a minute ago that they didn't cancel it. They made a Batgirl movie or a Batwoman movie. I don't know, like it was 95% complete, and then just went like, "This is some dog shit. This $60 million, goodbye." Whereas while the Flash cost $200 million to produce, that's what I'm just estimating is from when they finally went into pre-production into post-production. I think there's like tens of millions of dollars that got spent before this movie even like rolled one frame. Um, it's based on a series of Flash comics called Flashpoint, where those who don't know about the Flash, his whole origin story is his mom was murdered, his dad was framed for that murder, and so he's a forensic investigator with the local police department, and his whole objective is get dad out of jail, prove his innocence, find mom's killer. Shit goes crazy, but by the time we get to this, shit goes so crazy that the Flash goes back in time and stops his mom's murder, which then sets off a whole other chain of events. There's a better movie than what I saw. It's animated. It's been out for 11 years now, and it's just called Flashpoint. If you have an HBO Max or a Max subscription, whatever it's called now, you can get it for free
Just
there.
the Mac, man.
Just the Max, man. So, um, yeah, man. Like I said, there's some craziness. Mike, you alluded that a baby gets put in a microwave. That
Oh,
shit
someone
happens.
please think of the children.
Well, Flash is thinking of the children. There's 9 or 10 of them that he has to rescue from a building that's collapsing. Um, for some reason, he puts 8 of them. He finds a surfboard. Maybe it was an ironing board. He finds a long platform, stacks all these babies shoulder to shoulder. But then for some reason, he puts one in a microwave. I, 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 I had not been drinking a lot at this point in the film, and again, it's in the first 10 minutes. But I'm just like, oh,
It's
I'm
an
I'm
interesting
I'm more
choice.
perplexed by how terrible this scene looks. Like normally, guys, I'm terrible about sound. My eyes, I'm clearly wearing these glasses right now, so my eyes aren't what they are. Like I didn't see the problems in Rogue One the first time I saw it, but I've seen 4K video of it now, and I'm like, oh my god, yeah, that looks like a video game. This There are portions of this film that look like an old PlayStation 3 video game, dude, and it's perplexing, it's baffling. Again, this movie had 9 years to come out, so the fact that there's just like special effects this janky, bizarre. There's some very good special effects, FYI, and it seems that they put the money into that. But this movie got changed so much as it was going along that eventually they just were like, guys,
Fuck it.
it's June 16th. We got to release this fucking thing. Sorry. Um, DC Warner Brothers wanted this thing to be a huge blockbuster, as it should be at this time of year for this genre. So there's been previews for like the last 2 or 3 weeks. I didn't go to any of them. I saw this on a Thursday last week with the regular peoples. But I hear reports that like the director does a thing where he's on screen for 3 minutes, like, hey, thanks for coming out to the movies. We made this just for you, the fans, and we love you and we thank you and we hope you enjoy this movie. Oh, by the way, the special effects aren't done on this yet. I know this thing comes out in 2 weeks, but just want you to be aware of that. the day after this movie comes out, Mr. Muschietti also has a quote, and it's in Variety, it's in the True Hollywood Reporter, it's in a bunch of the legitimate trades that a lot of you folks ignore. He said, "By the way, if you think the special effects look funny, that's your eyeballs, and it was intended to look that way. This is what the Flash is seeing when he goes through time and space because he's that fast." And I have to say a big fuck you to that
Yeah.
Andy
I mean,
Muschietti.
I'm
You
I'm no expert at physics and things like that, but I'm pretty sure if I'm running very, 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 very fast, I'm going to assume things are going to either look blurry, they're not going to look like a PlayStation 3 game.
or any video game. I mean, it's dude, belly aching laughter when the scenes with the baby showed up, when he's going through the Speed Force, and like if time is an onion and he's seeing the various layers of the onions, like, oh, this is what happened if my dad actually did kill my mom. This is what happened when the Joker killed my mom. This is what happened with, like it's just all the possibilities. It looks awful, and I laughed so hard. I'm surprised I didn't piss myself in my handicap seating. Um, Baffling, Mike Fish. Baffling. I can't say that enough. The same problem with that quote from Mr. Muschietti is when Batman Superman came out, and then I want to say the Justice League as well, and people were like, "This script is dog shit, yo. This story is dumb." Uh, Zack Snyder also went like a little too cerebral for the non DC fan base. Like, if you either know DC and you understand this, or if you don't understand this, like, maybe it's just a little too smart for you. And it's like, no. Also a big fuck you. So, having said all that, man, for when the stuff is good, I found it good. I found it entertaining. I wanted to see more Michael Keaton Batman. I enjoyed the new Super Lady. Um, Ezra Miller, he's got his fucking medical problems right now, and I hope he's finding help. And I hope in 10 years, when we do Waffle Box 447 and I'm reviewing his next movie, I hope it's like, dude, now has this guy pulled himself around, but like he's adopted a whole orphanage of cats, and like he's just like he gives out turkeys at Thanksgiving. Like, man,
What a
Ezra
guy.
Miller
What a
can
great
do no
guy.
wrong, Mike Fish. What a great dude. I want him to fuck my mom. Like, I hope I say shit like that, okay? But we ain't there yet. But having said that, Ezra Miller is a very good actor in this movie, despite how many problems as this thing has, despite all the weirdness going on with it backstage, despite the terrible special effects that do exist as opposed to the decent special effects. I don't know. He's good in it. He's very good in it. So that needs to be said. Otherwise, I don't know what else you've heard about this, man. I don't know what else I should do. Like, the director mentioned a bunch of cameos and like just was point blank about it. Like, Christopher Reeve Superman is in this, and I was like, oh, that was stupid to admit. But because he admitted it, I can tell you that Christopher Reeve Superman don't doesn't shit in this, man. He don't do shit in this. He's just you just see a just AI photo of him or whatever, and then he looks over, and that's it. And Helen Slater from the original Supergirl is there too, and they don't do shit. And then Nick Cage's Superman, that from a movie that never existed, like he's got the laser vision, and he kills the giant spider from the Wild Wild West movie, and then his eyes just continue to glow, and he don't do shit after that. And George Reeves Superman, I don't know if you're familiar with that guy. That's the dude from the black and white movies and the TV show back in the day. He killed himself because he was ashamed of being Superman. Like, he's in it for like 23 out of 24 frames. The cameos in this thing don't make sense. They're supposed to tug at my heartstrings. I got a text from a friend of mine today who was like, dude, they were heartfelt and meaningful. And I was like, motherfucker, you were high, because that was dumb. That shit is dumb. When we have cameos from the Spider Verse, they're actually doing shit in this movie. They're part of the solution.
Yeah.
This is just weirdness, dude.
I saw a picture of
Weirdness.
Nicolas Cage as Superman. It looked horrible.
I, you know what? Just for the sake of argument, it looked horrible.
Because I remember, because for those that don't know, the little wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Because I remember he was supposed to play Superman in a movie, and he did some test shots and everything, right? There is
Yep, yep, yep.
so I think that would have been more funny if he actually was in it and actually had a little bit of a speaking part and everything like that. But just to have him like being all weird,
Seconds.
but
In
what's
it
the
for
point?
seconds. In it for seconds. It makes no sense. And again, what is the point? So
And then the one at the end with the extra Batman.
I mean, there's a couple Batmans in this. Christian Bale is not in this movie. I can tell you that much.
Oh,
Val Kilmer, for obvious reasons,
smart.
is not in this movie. Um, but that's all I'm gonna say as far as that goes. But
Christian Bale
the
probably saw
Flash.
some test footage and was like, I don't want my name to be associated with this. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
that pompous asshole went. Unless Christopher Nolan gives me his blessing, I cannot be a part of this project. Fuck you, dude. It's a day on set. It's your day rate, dude. Shut the fuck up. Uh,
Christian Bale would definitely fake his own death to see who turned up at his funeral.
yeah, probably right, dude. I think that's 100% exact on. Yeah.
Just the facts, ma'am.
Well said. So, as I said, with everything that I said, I'm surprised this movie got made for what it is. I enjoyed it. Do I need to see it again? No. Do you need to see it in theaters? Probably not. It'll be on HBO Max in 45 days. Um, but yeah, it's not a bad film by any means. Just people people already know that the Zack Snyder verse is done, and so they're just like, we don't. This leads to nothing for us. So they're not seeing it. Ezra Miller. Almost everybody I talk to about this, when they have a problem about this movie, it's Ezra Miller and his crimes, and I get it. I get it. But if, hopefully that dude again gets the help he needs and makes a better man out of himself, or a better, I don't know his pronouns. So just leave me alone, people. Anyways, yeah, I hope Ezra Miller does better about themselves. There's two of them in this movie. Anyway, like I said, it's 3 out of 5. You know, I wish it was better. I'm glad it wasn't worse, but when it was awful, laughed my fucking ass off. Might even be worth to see it on the biggest screen just for that, because you're just like, what is happening here?
It's your eyes, Kush. You're the one that's seeing it wrong. It doesn't look bad. You're just seeing it wrong.
Maybe it's the glasses I was wearing. Maybe I was wearing my reds.
There you go. But there you go. The Flash. 3 out of 5. See it if you
Could have
want.
been worse.
If you
Should have
don't,
been worse.
continue living your life.
That's all, folks.